Hi everyone, welcome to Ethernal Realms. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at your person's truest feelings. We have 4 oracle cards right here as your piles. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. In each reading, we're going to take a look at this and also some tarot cards, and finally I'll get you some astrology and also some charms for your reading. I'm excited to get started. Make sure to choose your pile with your intuition. If you're not sure how, visit the video in the ribbon above. But once you've made your choice, the timestamps are in the description box in the comment below. We'll get started with your reading. Hello, Cosmic Babies, pile number 1. We're going to see what your person's true feelings are towards you. We'll get the surface tarot cards, and then we're going to get a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper and finally to the core. But let's begin with your oracle card first. We have, when I lean toward love, I am led. So over here, I feel like they are already drawn towards you, and there is an emotional attachment coming through, and there is definitely feelings of love, but there are some obstacles along the way, I feel, because of which the path is not very clear. And the word when is kind of sticking out to me right now. They know that they have some feelings towards you, but it's just a matter of moving towards it. Right, so they haven't started, or if they have, then there have been certain obstacles along the way which have caused that type of distraction. Okay, we'll get into the tarot cards and see how exactly that pans out. Okay, we have the death and rebirth straight away. Then we have the 7 of Wands, and we have 6 of Wands, and we have the 3 of Cups. Okay, then getting a little bit deeper, kind of connecting these 2 cards here. I'm trying a different format this time. Generally I get like a couple of cards and then I see the story it makes, but this time I'm trying something different, so let's see how that works out. Okay, so clarifying the death and rebirth and the 7 of Wands, we have 6 of Swords, then 7 of Wands and 6 of Wands, we have King of Pentacles. Then for these 2 cards, we have the Moon. Okay, already very interesting, right? So death and rebirth signifies something has changed, something has ended, and that has caused like a very strong internal shift. I call it kind of adjacent to the Tower's impact, but death is more obviously core and deep hitting. So there can be some sort of separation that has recently happened, and 7 of Wands is then pointing to how they're needing to, preserve their energy, defend themselves, be protective of their own vibe, and stand their ground. So there can be this cold demeanor that is coming through. Also, they're actually simultaneously learning what to trust and what is their gut instinct. How do they actually feel about things, about themselves, about you, about the relationship, about how things are going, the trajectory that is, paving its way. And they can also be, if this is like a first time situation for you guys, it's not like you have been together in the past. If that's the case, then over here, this is pointing to how, looking at the journey ahead and how they planned your interaction to go initially is not the same as it is now. So their perception of you has changed in the recent past, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, if I like someone that much, then I need to like really think about it, right? I need to for sure know if this is something worth pursuing or not, and if yes, how can I pursue, right? So there is that sort of evaluation of where to channel the energy that is going on, okay? For those of you who have been together but are in separation, whether it is a physical distance or an emotional or mental one, this is again talking about how they are preserving their energy again, and they're kind of rethinking or re-evaluating things that have happened in the recent past. The changes that are happening right now, they're kind of absorbing it and really, focusing on things that are of highest priority right now. Okay, so if they're literally moving countries or moving states, then it is about, you gotta get packed and you gotta get settled down and take care of documentation, things like that, so that there's not really much time to be thinking about emotions regarding anyone, right? So yeah, take that as it resonates with your situation. It's a general read, so yeah, I leave that up to you. Okay, then we have Seven of Wands and Six of Wands there. Six of Wands is all about respect, adoration, appreciation, honor, putting you up on a pedestal, things like that. So there is definite admiration that is coming through, but it might not be very apparent in the external reality. So they're not like showering you with love and affection, but the respect they have for you is a very stable quality that has been there from day one, and it is still there right now, because King of Pentacles is all about material abundance. It's about physical attributes, things you hold valuable. It's also stability and security. Again, very grounded and very stable. Right? It's a long-lasting richness type of card. So there is a type of richness that you guys share or you have, and they really honor that and respect that about you. Okay, that is not even suffering through any of the turmoil that they are facing at the moment. Okay, then we have Six of Wands and Three of Cups with the Moon card here. So they absolutely admire you and respect you and adore you. But you guys might already be friends, and there can be a fear of ruining that friendship if they pursue a relationship which is not strictly limited to friends. The consequences can be something that is bothering them. For some of you, it is a third-party situation, so either you are with someone else and they are with someone else, or one or the other, okay? And that can also cause a lot more chaos about, when you go about dealing with that situation. So if they want only you, and it looks like they would want just you in this scenario, it's still hard to move towards that. There are a lot of fears and insecurities and subconscious blocks that kind of create obstacles along the way. So the obstacles that I was feeling over here and the clear direction not being available is kind of what I was getting right here, and it's all self-created. It can be very much related with emotions, about being vulnerable. Maybe they're not ready to be that vulnerable with anybody, and that's kind of, but at the same time they want to, right? So it's kind of like a shell that they put around themselves, but inevitably they're moving towards that state of vulnerability. Okay, through every relationship and encounter that they are having at this time, be it with their existing partner or you and your existing partner, and the feelings that triggers in them, that's all of that is kind of coming up in, beneath the surface of a cold demeanor, being friendly and adoring, and at the same time, going back in and not giving much clues, right? Okay, that's what's going on. Now let's link these two guys, Six of Swords and King of Pentacles, clarified by the Four of Cups. Okay, then King of Pentacles and the Moon, we have the Nine of Wands. And finally, with these two guys, we have Justice. Excellent. Okay. So there can be a wishing and wanting and hoping and waiting type of vibe with the Four of Cups. Okay. So they're wanting to move towards something very stable with you, to go through all the changes that they're going through, to be very sure of their feelings and to stand their ground and to just express just how much they appreciate you, right? They would totally want to, directly move towards that, but at the same time, they're kind of sitting and moping and hoping and wishing. So there is no action taking happening, right? They're kind of in a stale mindset in terms of their emotions. They don't really know how to get that going. Because the next card is also the Nine of Wands, and Nine of Wands can represent two things. One is, again, being determined and ready to push ahead, and it's the last push, so you're just gonna go at it and not giving up, okay? Meanwhile, on the other side, it's like putting up a lot of boundaries and just standing your ground and not letting anything in. So when you don't let anything bad into your life, you're also blocking out the blessings at the same time. So this, with the Moon card over there, I feel like they're letting a lot of their own internal fears block them from expressing to themselves what they would like to do. So their intuition, which is usually the savior in the Moon card and the Six of Swords, is not being able to, come out at this time. They're not letting it happen. they're just waiting and wishing and just hoping everything just works out by itself. But that's not the point, because at the very core, they actually feel like you can be a partner. It's a partner, an equality, a balance. They can feel a lot more equilibrium with you. Like you can be the divine masculine, divine feminine counterparts with each other. You can flow with each other. You can balance each other out and teach each other so much. But at the same time, justice can be a karmic card as well. It's just a matter of perception. If they keep thinking about how you guys not being able to be together and all of these different external circumstances happening and internal fears also happening, if all of these are just a punishment, then all of this can seem like a very karmic situation, right? Doesn't mean that you are a karmic partner or that they are. It's not about that. It's just there are some lessons that everyone needs to learn, and all of these situations and interactions is getting them to that point. And it is happening, okay, with the death and it's already happening. It's not just something underlying, okay? The shift is happening. It's just a matter of how much will they flow with it. 9 of Wands is not very flowy. 4 of Wands is not very flowy either. So they have not learned that yet at the very core, even though it's still happening, okay? The sooner they realize it to the core that they need to go through the tough situations, that they can go through the tough situations, because 9 of Wands bolsters you, it gives you that boost, and you have that strength to, keep at it, to keep going, and to encounter all of the different things that you are afraid to encounter. And by doing that, you come more in balance within yourself, and when you do that, the external also meets you, right? So when they have the courage to pursue the things that they wish they had, which they can, because they feel so much more balanced with you, whenever they decide to do that, all of these things can resolve much faster. They will move more with the flow. They will trust where the universe is taking you guys. They can believe in their intuition a lot more. They can address the fears and insecurities that lie, and therefore they can end a certain relationship if they are already in one, or have the courage to, reach out to you and express truly how they really feel and not be embarrassed by any vulnerability that they have. And therefore, they completely transform the relationship you guys share, right? My point is, at the very core of it all, they definitely have very strong feelings, but they're complicating it by themselves, okay? We all do that, it's fine, there is no judgment, but that's just what's going on. It's just information for you. Okay, let's get you some more cards. Pile 1's person. How do they feel towards Pile 1, please? So that's what I was saying, when I lean toward love, I'm led. Whenever that is, it's already happening. It's just when you lean in as well, then it just happens. It feels as though it's happening a lot faster. Okay, Pile 1's person. Okay, we have 10th house. So this is public image, reputation, the legacy, wanting to build public career and work, the long-term future plan, things like that. That can be something that is in the way. So this movement can be a result of work-related transfers as well. Or they're very career focused at this time and they're kind of wanting to move in that direction, and that's what's causing more blocks in the relationship sector. Being overly fixated in any of these things, whether it is only relationship or only career or only home, is going to always result in imbalances, and you will experience a lot of problems in every other area of your life as well, right? It just is. The point is to reach balance within and also without, right? So for some of you, it can really be about that they are concerned about their career a lot more, and they don't want to pay attention to emotions at this time. Not that that's not happening, it definitely is, okay? They're just denying it a little bit. They might be pushing it away, shoving it aside, but secretly wishing that things could just all work out by themselves, right? Okay, that's something there. And in terms of third party, some of you can be married, also because, yeah, 10th house is about the public reputation. It's connected with the midheaven. It generally is placed in that house cusp, but it can be that you have that as a public status, being married or having a partner registered and having a family, things like that, that changing can also have a lot of societal repercussions, and that is not something they might be very comfortable doing. And again, that's a very fear triggering thing as well, right? I can't say that it's all easy peasy. Why aren't they not doing everything that they should already, right? I'm just letting you know what the situations are. Okay, more please. Pile of viewers. Okay, we have the South Node, which is connected to past life, comfort, resource, instinct, and familiar. A lot of karmic connections can also come from the South Node because it's related to our past life and all the actions and consequences that we must carry over to this life in order to learn the lessons that we need to. Right? So South Node is also about resource though. Where have you trained already? What do you know already? What do you have already? Yeah. Because of that, since you already know all of these things, you might, slip back to it because it feels more comfortable. So it can be that, the person they are with right now or the person you are with right now, it is a very past life type of connection. Or this person that you're talking to, you and this person share a past life together, and there were some problems that you guys faced. For example, flip-flop the roles, right? What you are experiencing at this time, they experienced at that time in the past life at some time, right? That very much happens, and we always, flip roles so that we are able to understand what the other person had gone through by literally being in their shoes. And therefore we develop a lot more empathy and compassion. And it is also a very balancing act in that whole relationship dynamic. So it's a very normal thing for all of us to go through, be it in a relationship, in a romantic relationship, or in a friendship, or even family relationships, right? So that is a theme that is definitely playing out. So there is a karmic element that is going on, especially if this is related to, third party situation, but also if they're overly fixated with career, that could be their South Node, and instead they should be focusing more on their private emotions, introspection, and home, and building a cozy space for themselves, things like that. Okay, so there is that fixation with things that are already over and don't need more attention from them, which is stopping them from moving towards what is meant for them. Okay. Oh my god, I love this. We have the North Node. While I was picking it up, I was like, oh, this is going to be the North Node, isn't it? Oh my god. North Node is exactly the opposite of South Node. North Node is where we must put our efforts towards, okay? As a life mission, hidden talents and destination. So move away from the South Node and move towards the North Node. Doesn't mean that, you just discard everything you have learned. No, none of the things you have are a waste. Like I said, it's a flip of a coin. They can use the 9 of Wands determination and courage to push through rather than stop themselves. It's not always a question of restraint. It's also about the question of pursuit. How much can you move forward instead of resist and stop and, control a lot of things. It's a matter of how they exercise that same strength, that same resource. Oh, I absolutely love this. I love this. Whenever the cards sync up so well, it's amazing to me, honestly. Okay, we'll get you some more charms over here. Okay. Pile One's person. How are their true feelings towards Pile One? Let's see, we have N as your letter. This can be your initial, their initial. It can be a significant place you guys work in or have met or anything. Okay, this is just something for your personal resonance. And we have what is this? 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is like trapping yourself. through your own, mindset and limitations that you impose upon yourself. No one is forcing you to do anything or to be anyone. It's just, self-imposed limitations that stops anyone from expressing themselves. So that's something that they're definitely going through, as we saw with, all of these cards. We have this bird over here sitting on a branch. We have a guitar, so there's that wanting to express. We have the dragonfly, which signifies transformation, and we also have a fairy. So they're definitely being guided at this time, because Six of Swords is about guided movement. It's not just, doing something and going somewhere without any purpose. Each movement is guided, and this is like the universe is telling you where to go and what to do. So it's more about going with the flow. You don't really know how things are going to work out, and what must be done in a very tangible, well-planned manner. But you need to trust that you will end up in a good place, whatever that may be. Okay? So there is guidance, definitely. And whenever we are going through any death and rebirth situations, we have guidance, because we need that boost. We need morale strength. We need more confidence within ourselves that we can get through whatever we are going through, right? So they definitely have a lot of guidance, and they're kind of needing to lean towards that as well. They're needing to trust that, their intuition, and get out of this funk, to get out of the Eight of Swords. This is like ready to take flight with the bird here. Okay, that's what that signifies. There is a purity, there is a sweetness to them, to the feelings that they have towards you. There definitely is wanting to express their adoration and to change the way that they behave with you. You just sing more, to express more, to play more musical instruments, whatever it is that they prefer, however they express things. This is just signifying the want to, but they stop themselves. They keep saying no to themselves. No one's forcing it. No one's, if they are to be honest, I know that they're afraid of, whatever this third situation is, or this friendship you have, and afraid of ruining it, etc. I get that. Okay, it happens, very natural part of the process. But soon after, because the internal wish is to express, I feel like they will inevitably. Okay, so yeah, these are your charms. This was your reading. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and that this gave you a lot of insights into your situation. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video if you liked the reading. Share and subscribe as well. If you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box in the comment below. Feel free to check out any of my other readings. They're all there on my channel. Until next time, take care. Bye. Hello Cosmic Babies, pile number 2, we are going to see what your person's feelings are towards you. We'll look at the surface level after we check your oracle card, and then we'll boil it down to what's the bottom line, what's the core feeling. We'll see what their internal mechanisms are right now. Okay, so the oracle card we have is, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Okay. A lot of things are coming to mind right now. I was just collecting my thought. But I know that they feel happy with you. Okay? And there is a wish to move in that direction. But this happened in pile 1 as well, because we have the word when. And that is like, it's a matter of time. It's not yet done, it's not yet there, it's not yet set, or like there are certain things that are getting in the way, and it's kind of dampening the whole joy that they're experiencing. But it's kind of like whenever they turn wheels and they move solely in that direction, that nope, this makes me happy, I'm just going to be happy, I'm just going to be in the moment, I'm just going to enjoy my time with this person. That's when, it can very much happen that a lot of magical things and miracles are attracted to your relationship. Like, dates that go much better than planned, or you end up meeting even though you were not planning on meeting a certain day. Or, again, like just fateful events, it happens. I've seen it happen, so I know that happens. But it's a question of alignment. I feel like they need to align themselves, and they're working on aligning themselves to this joy that they feel, to just allow themselves to feel happy and blissful and just stay in that moment. Okay, let's get your tarot cards now. We have Four of Pentacles. Yes, then we have the Strength card. A lot of passion underneath the surface. But there is a sense of, oh, I need to control this. I need to keep it close to my chest, and I need to protect everything that is near and dear to me. We have the Justice card next. And we also have the Hermit. Okay, some of you can be in separation at this time. Well, a lot of you, because the Hermit is all about introspective energy. Justice card can be, again, you could be in some karmic situation, so you might have someone already, or they are in a relationship with someone, so it's a tough situation to, bring back into balance. So they're kind of controlling their admiration or their love towards you, and they're kind of holding it all within and close to their chest, okay? So there's joy and the happiness is not very apparent on the outside, as I can see. Okay, but they do feel happy though. I don't know why they're, holding themselves back. It can be a number of, external reasoning, really. But the point is that with you, they feel very passionate and driven, and they definitely feel a lot more balance, and they get a lot more wisdom and awareness about themselves. You could as well be quite spiritual, and you might talk about these topics, and that can give them a lot more food for thought, which they try to think about when they're alone. And because we have 3 major arcana out of 4 already, this makes me feel as though this is like a major connection for them, okay, in an objective sense. They're trying to be objective as well, by the way, with the Justice card. Let me look at this in a very level-headed manner. But that's not how feelings work, right? It can be that way, like, nope, I need to be objective, I need to stay calm, and, to keep this, the whole thing, this tentative balance that is going on right now, I need to just keep that going. But, yeah, it's not really making them feel very great. Okay, we're going to clarify these 2 cards here. By the way, I'm trying a different format this time. Generally, you get a lot of cards, and I just, read the story of the cards basically, but now I'm trying to clarify each and every connection of these storyline. Okay, Four of Pentacles and Strength is clarified by the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is emotional fulfillment, spiritual abundance, just abundance as a whole, feeling rich from within, having a healthy sense of self-esteem, and they're controlling all of that. Okay, they want to, just express their heart out. They want to leap and jump with joy and happiness and just express. But they're holding it in. Okay, so joyful presence that I was getting here, this is very much the Nine of Cups. I'm just going to keep it right there. Okay, this is very much what I was talking about. And they feel very happy with you around, or they have very positive and happy feelings towards you. They would like to spend more time having a good time and just not caring about so many different things that they are at the moment. But they're not yet. Okay, then we have Eight of Pentacles, which links the Strength and the Justice cards. So that's very nice because they're working on it. Okay, they're kind of spending time, they're contemplating, they're thinking, and just working through. And yeah, it's a slow process, which is why you might be here and might be looking for answers. But yeah, it is a slow process, I have to agree, but that's just simply their process. Everyone cannot be on the same pace, and it just is, right? And for some of you, this is about, they're being focused on career and finances at this time. They might be focused on getting a new job and, having a renewed contract or things like that, getting promotion, etc., etc. So they're kind of putting the feelings or the primal instincts that they have towards you, the passion they have, to the back burner for now, and they're mainly focusing on work. Okay? And that's something as well that's going on. Now the Justice and the Hermit is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, again about work. So they're working on themselves, I will say, because it's right here underneath the Hermit, right? So they're absolutely working on themselves and in balancing things out. And, career and finances is not really far away from love and relationships, because in our everyday lives, these are some things that always factor in, right? If you're worried about your stability and where you're going to earn your money the next month, or how you're going to pay your rent, then you can't really be worried about luxuries like love and relationships and friendships and so on and so forth. That's not like the top of the charts at that time. So it can be that they would like to have a better job in order to feel more deserving of you. It can be that in order to express themselves much more freely, they need to feel free in other areas of life first. It can be a step-by-step thing. There is more proactiveness related to earthly matters, okay? Some of you, it can be that, they're working out a lot more. It can be that as well. I know it's a little bit of a shallower interpretation compared to what I've been talking about so far, but it definitely can be. They can be working on their own feelings of self-esteem, and that's what really gets them to, start expressing things more. But it is definitely happening beneath the surface, not so much on the surface. Okay, 9 of Cups and 8 of Pentacles. Let's see how they are linked. Yes, we have 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands is a card of enjoyment, stability, enjoying your relationship, going outside, camping, having fun, all those things, reason for celebration. So feeling more stable is going to help them enjoy a lot more. That's their thinking, that's the mindset, that's how they feel, as though they can express more, they can enjoy with you more if they can get their affairs in order. They can feel a lot more stable, which can then release them to, have more fun as well. Okay, 8 of Pentacles and 9 of Pentacles, we have the 8 of Swords. Yeah, they're working on things that, block them. I love that it's more of a repetition of what we saw over here. So the surface is very demonstrative of what is happening beneath the surface as well. So they're working on what limits them and how can they get out of it. Eventually they're working towards unlocking their own abundance, because we have the 2 8s, 3 8s actually. 8s talk about financial abundance and just abundance in general, and just tapping into that infinite source of knowledge and wisdom that you can always use. And it's more of an active effort type of card as well. So you're actively limiting yourself in terms of 8 of Swords. You're actively controlling with the Strength card, and you're actively working in terms of 8 of Pentacles. So there is an activity that is involved there. I like that. I really like that. Because that's only, you have to do something, whether it is internal or external, in order for things to progress in any way, right? So that's very nice. But yeah, at the moment they're kind of battling with feelings of security. 8 of Swords is, again, self-imposed limitations that stem from past fears, conditioning, and insecurities. And it's wonderful that they're going through this hermit phase here, which is, I have to introspect, I need to work on things, and they're doing that. And that is kind of causing more of a ripple effect to their very core. And also with the 4 of Wands and 8 of Swords together, it's like they have a lot of fun with you, but they don't really know what to do about it, or where to go next, or how can they keep that going, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of overthinking, looping thoughts. That's what I'm feeling, and I feel cluttered right now just looking at this. Okay, so I can only imagine what it is like in their shoes. No wonder that they're kind of keeping their cards close to their chest. They don't really know what to do or what to say, really. It's not very clear within themselves, so it might be coming across. And I believe that they think that it's better to just not say anything or not say much instead of give mixed messages, because that's simply unfair, and they don't want it to be unfair. Okay, they want to figure things out first before they give any more signals or signs or make any progress towards you. And doesn't mean that they're not, they are, but it's very steady, it's really slow. Okay, but give them their time, they're going through some stuff. Okay, and we have at the very core, we have the 6 of Wands, which is awesome, because 6 of Wands, is all about respect, adoration, honor, appreciation, admiration, and just putting you up on a pedestal. They totally admire you. At the very core of it all, the bottom line is that they adore you. But like I said, all of these things, it's not translating onto the surface what they're feeling deep down, right? That's the challenge, and they need to work on the in-between in order for it to, show up. Okay, pile 2 viewers, persons. How are their feelings towards pile 2? It's getting there though, I have to say. I have to give them credit, okay? It's getting there. Pile 2's person's feelings towards pile 2, please. Okay, we have South Node. South Node, which is past life, comfort, resource, instinct, and familiar. You might share a past life together. Then we have Jupiter, which is luck, growth, expansion, optimism, and understanding. Jupiter is also the planet of wisdom and awareness. So, along with hope, and where do you get your hope? It's not without any basis, right? At least not when Jupiter is involved. It is based on certain expectations, certain knowledge, and just awareness that, just because you're having, convoluted thoughts doesn't mean that you are a bad person and that you're being unfair and so on and so forth. Everything doesn't need to be attached with so much negativity. Things can be just the way they are, right? So that's the insight that Jupiter gives. And through that awareness, you remove a lot of pressure from yourself. So I love that there is a very positive influence that's happening. It could be that you are acting as a guide at this time in their life, if you are in communication and have a good bond right now. But even if not, there's a lot of internal guidance that is happening. And the Hermit talks of the inner guide, the higher self, the spirit expressing itself, right? So that's very nice. And we also have 8th house. 8th house, again, one more 8 by the way. 8th house is about death and transformation. It is psychology. It is the deep subconscious. It is your fears and insecurities, the shadow world. Okay? All of those things coming up to the surface, past fears. It doesn't have to be past life reincarnation, but, past within this lifetime, the relationships that they've had, the fears they have accrued along the way, things like that. They're, working more with that. They're understanding themselves a lot more, their behavior so far, they're understanding more. And through awareness, you can have the true control of, my mind is not me, my feelings are not me, I'm a culmination of all of these different things. Right? So you're not limited by the mind, you're not limited by the feelings, you're not limited by the external circumstances. So that is how you get to true control. And I'm loving that they are going through that. Okay? That is something that is going to balance them out, and that's something that is happening on the surface as well. They want to be serene and calm and balanced, but balance cannot be forced. Right? It's inherent to the point of balance, right? They're heading there, and while they're heading there, they're encountering all these shadowy qualities that they are dealing with. I don't see a lot of negativity, paranoia, and, just anxiety, depression with all of this. So I'm not gonna, exaggerate how hard it must be. It's just internal work and taking the time. These things cannot be rushed, right? But it's very nice that they are absolutely working on things and they're understanding and they're absolutely growing and expanding. And with each growth and expansion, they are developing a lot more optimism. Optimism connects with joy again, and that's something they're feeling towards you as well. There's a very deep connection here. 8th house rules Scorpio, so definitely very passionate. Yes, okay. Pile 2's person's feelings towards pile 2, please. Okay, let's get you here. Oh, we get the guitar again. Pile 1 got guitar as well. So that's about expression. We have the hawk here, we have snowflake, we have the hummingbird, and we have Saturn. Saturn is the planet of restrictions and limitations. It's of control and authority, power, things like that. Taking personal ownership and standing your ground, setting up structures, etc. It's also about the very earthly realm. You know, take care of your physical affairs in order and make sure you're solid and stable before you move forward into your abundance. That's the philosophy. And with the two birds here and the musical instrument, it's like they want to fly and be free and express themselves, like the Four of Wands and Nine of Cups there. They definitely are wanting that. And I feel as though you are unique. And again, the Six of Wands right there, plus the Hermit. I'm surprised I didn't mention it there, but the Hermit also can be you're one of a kind. Six of Wands is like you're the star, the one of a kind type of feeling. And there can be a few, obviously attached to all of that can be feelings of, do I deserve this? And will this relationship be up my alley? The whole coming to alignment, questioning feelings of self-worth and esteem and understanding all of that. Okay? So learning to recognize their own uniqueness is something that they are also working towards simultaneously. It doesn't have to be something they're consciously working on. It's something that is happening along with everything that they are doing right now. The hawk or the eagle over here also points to having a bigger vision and broader understanding of things. The hawk or eagle again can be a spirit associated with the 9th house or Sagittarius, because that also relates with the big picture, and big picture is related with Jupiter again. So that's something that they're wondering about, which is why they might be also focused with their career and finances, because they want this to stand the test of time. Okay, it's not something they're gonna, we'll get into the relationship and we'll see how it goes and we'll just go with it. No, there is a lot more sincerity here. And because of it, it can signify, it can put a lot more pressure and not just focus on the fun, right? What the universe is wanting them to do is just have fun. But do have fun, whatever blocks are along the way, that is first being worked through. But once they get to that point of, you know what, I'm just going to enjoy. I will just enjoy. I know that what my feelings are, I know where I want it to go, but I'm not going to force anything to happen. I will not impose anything on anyone, including myself. I'm just going to go with it and see where it takes me. I will follow my intuition and my guidance and see where it takes me. I will have faith in the whole process. That's when everything just lines up. Okay? Justice card it can signify contracts as well. So I was mentioning work contract because this here is connected with that. But for some of you, because it depends, what stage of life you are in. And again, each one's demeanor is different. Your priorities are different, but the Justice card can signify a marital contract as well, which needs to be, because it's clarified with the Eight of Pentacles, it's a whole procedure and you need to work on that. So you want to, but are you really ready for all of that yet? That can be a questioning as well. Okay, not a bad thing. You should question things like this because it is a very serious commitment in that case. So I'm not seeing a negative like, oh, they probably don't like you or something. They definitely adore you. It's just different complications they're put on their own mind with the Eight of Swords there. And they're working through it, and that's great. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pile 2. I really hope you enjoyed and that this gave you a lot of insights. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video if you like the reading. Share and subscribe as well. And if you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box and the comment below. Feel free to check out any of my other videos, all there on my channel. Watch whenever you want, whatever you want. But until next time, take care. Bye. Hello, Cosmic Babies, pile number 3. We'll see what your person's true feelings are towards you. We'll take a look at this oracle card and then we'll get into the tarot. We'll get the surface level representation of what's going on, and then we'll get a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper and get the core of the matter. Okay? Then I'll get you some astro cards and some charms as well. Okay. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. Okay, they're already beginning the transition to, completely free themselves and to follow their inner guidance. And I say that because of faith. They're trusting the whole process a lot more as compared to like a couple of months back, let's say. And the purple in these wings over here and with the eyes closed, it's like they're really trusting their emotion and their intuition along this whole journey. Okay? They're being more spiritually guided and aligned as well. And it's becoming a lot clearer what they are wanting. Okay? They're getting a lot more courage to encourage them along the way. And therefore they're freeing themselves from any limitations that they have been experiencing. That's very nice. Okay, so we have the King of Swords. King of Swords is a very Aquarian card, so that's objective, truth-oriented, looking again at the higher vision, working with wisdom, and having just a big picture view of what's good for all. Then we have the Three of Cups, which is a friendship card, but also can be a third party. We'll see the rest of the reading. We also have the Empress. Your pile number 3, and we have 2 3s already. It's nice. And we also have the Two of Swords. Now getting a little bit deeper, we're going to connect these 2 cards right here. The King of Swords and the Three of Cups is connected with the World. And again, that is 2 + 1, 3. I was going to say card number 21. So 3 again. Yeah, you could be dealing with third-party situations. Oh, why is that coming out for everyone? Okay, then we have the Wheel, clarifying the Three of Cups and the Empress. And we'll have the Ten of Wands for the Empress and Two of Swords. Okay, we'll decipher this and then we'll get even deeper. Okay, so ending a cycle is happening, which is why when I was looking at the King of Swords, the swords really stuck out, even though I was describing the objectivity. This sword over here was like, that's just the slicing through and the cutting off connections and the finishing of things and just concluding and just clear cut, this or that, done, conclude, that's it, very decisive. Okay, that's what I was getting there. So if there has been any chaotic situations, it's about to end. Okay, if it hasn't already, it's really about to end because they seem to be in the mind that, enough is enough, I'm done with this. Okay, so whoever is the one causing a lot of conflict and chaos in this, it can be a third party, of course, but it can be like certain friends who are standing in the way, or they're kind of discouraging things, or like giving unwanted opinions. It can be certain siblings as well in the way. Things, whatever is in the way, it can be like, another emotional attachment that is playing a role so far. It's about to be cut out because there is a newfound clarity that follows with the King of Swords, and it's like, okay, I'm ready to embark on a new chapter. It can be that you guys are like already friends, and if you're just texting at this time and not really very friendly yet, it's like the very beginning stages, then this is about completing that very objective cycle and becoming a lot more emotionally close to you. So moving from not friends to friends, that's an upgrade. But if you're already friends, then this is upgrading beyond that as well. Okay, initially there could have been some fears about, well, what to do? What do I do? If you're already friends or not already friends, what would be the right move to go towards? There can be a lot of pressure because they really admire you, and the Empress is like the mother figure, the feminine, and the trusting, the flowing, the protective, the loving and supportive. All of those qualities are embodied within the Empress. She is true abundance. She is in sync with the universe, etc., etc. So there is a very high image that they hold of you, and that has added some dilemma within themselves with the Two of Swords. There can be that internal confusion about which way would be the right way to go. Okay, and they could have been, this confusion would be a result of the past baggage that they've been dragging. Okay, but again, the more energy and intention that they're bringing to trusting the guidance and moving along, just like they have so far, if they keep doing that, the freer they become, the more fearless they become, and they gain a lot more clarity, which helps all of this. But I love that it's already in the process. All of this is happening, okay, at this time, whether they're like expressing that outright or not. Right below the surface, this is a card of moving up, cycling up. The wheel is about cycling up. The Ten of Wands, even if it feels heavy at this time and there still is some baggage, it is still moving forward, you know, not stopping just because you got tired, you know, not giving up because you got tired. You still keep moving even if it still feels a little bit heavy at this time. What else? Learning a lot of lessons along the way, have learned a lot of lessons, therefore gained a lot more clarity. That can really help. For some of you, it is not you, but some of your people. It is that their mind is dictating a lot and not allowing their emotions to take charge, which is causing the dilemma. But once again, I don't feel like it's a very serious issue. It's something they're also aware of. They're working on it. Even though this is represented with the blindfold, I don't feel like they're blind to their feelings, okay? So there is continual change. There absolutely is an upcycling of your situation from, you know, now onwards in the near future. And it is going to be a graduation from one state of relationship to another. Okay. Now the world and the wheel is clarified or connected with the Queen of Cups, and this is happening because they do feel very spiritually and emotionally connected with you. That's why I was feeling like they're not blind to it. They know what's up, but they still try to remain objective and level-headed with the King of Swords, and just, you know, making the right choice, taking the right decision, and so on and so forth. But at the bottom of it all, they're driven to do all of these things in the first place because they feel so attached to you. They are very much connected, okay? And it's not in a toxic way at all. It's in a very pure way. They wish you a lot of the best, okay? Whatever happens moving forward, I feel like their feelings are very, very genuine, okay? They will wish you the best, no matter what. It's kind of like that. And even if you guys are far apart at this time, the world can indicate travel or being in different parts of the world. And the King of Swords, like I said, it's a very Aquarian card, and Aquarius is like distance and objectivity, being connected via the internet. Whatever the situation is at this time, it doesn't matter to them because the connection is still real. The emotional bond you have created is real. The spiritual connection you share is very real, and their heart is very pure, okay? And I love that it is being demonstrated in the surface level as well, with the friendship bond there, and the Empress card, which is tender love, which is gentle power. Okay, and the wheel and the Ten of Wands. We have 10 and 10. I didn't notice that before, but 10-10 can signify, you know, personal development and changes that are happening from within, which again which are triggered from the outside, and eventually they cause the change external to the person as well. But it mainly signifies personal growth and development. Okay, so those two cards have been clarified with the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is again a truth seeker, right? It's kind of wanting to become the King of Swords someday. So it is seeking the truth, it's still in the pursuit, it has a lot of courage and definitely plenty of energy, laser focused, knows what they want, and they just go after it, okay? It's not a question. So that's why I was feeling like even if there are some burdens along the way and some baggage that you guys need to carry or they are carrying at this time, it's not dampening their movement at all. They're still keeping moving, they're still keeping pushing. Their internal sense of resolution is so good, and it's all being motivated by their feelings. They like you and they want something to happen, so they are making whatever they can make happen from their side. And they're not shying away from any challenges, because Knight of Swords is never shy of challenges. Bring it on. That's the demeanor, basically, of the Knight of Swords. That's very nice. Very nice. So it's kind of like lock eyes. All right, that's it. Okay, so they're not going to shy away from the pursuit, and they don't need to know each and everything that needs to happen along the journey. It's not like, okay, well, pursuing means, unending commitment and this and that. I'm not going to overpromise in this reading. It's going to have to take a more personal look at that, of course, but it is still that determination is very optimistic, right? Okay, and at the bottom of it all, Queen of Cups and the Knight of Swords, how are they feeling towards you? We have the High Priestess, which is a very deeply spiritual card. Very deeply spiritual. It's like connected through the moon, connected through the mind, connected even when you are not physically connected, not having a single doubt that you definitely are soul partners in some way or the other. It can be that you're of the same soul family, same soul study group, or even a soul partner, soul mate, in other words, through lifetimes. There can be that very deep feeling of there is something that I can't really put my finger on, but I can't help but keep moving towards them. And I don't know why they give me so much motivation, or why do I have so much connection with this person, but it just is, and I must keep moving towards it. There is that feeling. We have 2 and 2, 10 and 10, 3, 3 and 3. These are some signs that you might be seeing along the way as and when your partner's or your person's journey keeps evolving. So, to let you know what the status is, these are some things that the universe might show you. Okay, let's get you some astral cards. Pile 3 viewers, persons, please, how are they feeling towards pile 3? What are the true feelings? Okay, we have 2 cards right here, and 1 more card, please. And whatever blocks there are right now, any hesitation that is happening, it's gonna resolve very soon. Okay, we have Neptune. I can't help but laugh. Really, because Neptune is connected with Pisces, and Pisces is the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups, all things emotional and spiritual, all things watery, sublime and connected to divinity, is that, and Neptune rules dreams, intuition, mysticism, imagination and delusions. It rules the spiritual waters. It is about that idealistic and the idyllic sense of, yes, this is it. This is perfection. This is blissful. Okay, it's not in a tangible way of, okay, now we have a house, yay, great. Now we have a marriage, yay, solid. Now we have a proper car or a job, and so it's not very much based in tangible reality or in the earthly sense of perfection. It's just that bond which is sublime. Okay, it's something else beyond this world. It's something that I cannot comprehend. My goodness. Whew, okay. We have North Node, which is life vision, hidden talents, and destination. I feel like you guys are fated to be together. That was very clear already, and I'm glad that it's been confirmed right here. And we also have the Moon. Duh, we do. Okay, that is connected with our emotions, instincts, and consciousness. Mother figure, very much the Empress and the Queen of Cups right here. But they feel very nurtured and taken care of, and they also want to take care of you. They're, again, very emotionally connected. They're somehow just driven by their intuition. No wonder I'm not feeling very negatively about the Two of Swords and the Ten of Wands, because the solution of the Two of Swords dilemma and confusion is to pay attention to your intuition, and they're actually very deeply intuitively connected with you, and it's bound to crop up. And because that's what whatever is at the very root, whatever is at the bottom line, is what drives that internal motivation, that drives that create our external reality, right? So they're very deeply intuitive and emotional at their core, and it's just how they choose to express it, right? When they choose to become very heady and, you know, pay attention to their mind a lot, then they get confused about the intuition because it's a very subtle and soft voice. But when they stop denying themselves, which they already have, by the way, then they start moving towards what is true, what calls to them a lot more. I'm not saying there are no past conditioning impacting this whole thing. There are some blocks along the way, but it's nothing that is going to stop them from the pursuit. Okay? They feel very fondly towards you, really. Okay, let's see. Pile 3's person's feelings towards pile 3. Oh wow, we have a lot more cards. And we have the 3 of Cups again, and we have the Wheel of Fortune again. Wow, we have the 4 of Cups as well, the King of Pentacles. I'm going to show you up close. We have the Moon there. Moon is also very intuitive. It also represents the fears and insecurities and about the path not being very clear in front of you yet, but not being concerned about that. We have the Knight of Cups as well, so a lot of romantic feelings, of course. Again, if you guys are already friends, then this is about moving more towards that romantic connection, things changing for the better, you know, circumventing all the fears and letting love blossom finally with the flower right there. And we also have the key here, so unlocking, freeing themselves a lot more, not keeping themselves trapped within their own desires and emotions, not just sitting there wishing and waiting and wanting and ignoring all of the blessings that come along the way, but instead taking the opportunities and pursuing whatever is presented in front of them and trying to create a more solid foundation for the times to come. Okay, very promising. They seem very sincere. They don't like being a flake, and they don't like flaky behavior from anyone around them either. Okay, so they're going to be very nourishing and caring and loving and all of that, and they expect the same from the people around them. They don't like to waste their energy so far that I'm getting here, which is why they're very deliberate in the way they move. But in this case, they can't deny your connection at all for some reason. Okay, they just feel very, very much connected with you. So yeah, there are definitely going to be advancements forward. Okay, that's what I have for you, Pile 3 viewers. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope this was insightful. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, like the video if you like the reading, share and subscribe as well. And if you want a personal reading, you can always connect with me via Etsy. The link is in the description box in the comment below. Feel free to check out any of my other videos. They're all there on my channel, and there are plenty of genres, so watch whatever you want, whenever you want. But until next time, take care. Bye. Hello, Cosmic Babies, pile number 4. We are going to see what your person's feelings are towards you. We'll take a look at this oracle card right here, and then we'll get into the tarot. There's going to be a surface level feelings that are coming out really obviously, and then we're going to get deeper into the more psychological backstory or the deeper feelings they have towards you. And I'll also get you some astrology cards and also some charts, okay? So let's begin. We have, there is a stream of love supporting my dreams. They feel very strongly drawn towards you. There is definite attraction, but there's a lot more deeper emotional and spiritual connection. There can be a dreaminess quality to you, and that's something that makes them dreamy as well, or they have a very dreaminess. Okay, that's the key word. Dreaminess. And there is intimacy. They want to be more intimate with you in terms of sharing their own inner thoughts and backstory and so on and so forth. Okay, it can mean a lot of different things to different people, so take that as it resonates, but there is wanting to share and become closer and just dreaming of a future, things like that. Okay, let's see the tarot now. There you go, we have the Star. Star card is idealistic, kind of hoping for the best, manifesting. They could be manifesting you, that's likely, but also that depends, like if they are into the spiritual stuff or all of these type of techniques. They can also be seeing synchronicities whenever they are with you, around you, thinking about you. They feel very spiritually connected again, and they feel as though this connection is something meant to be. It's already some things I'm picking up. As though you are connected regardless of whether you share a physical connection or not. There is kind of a idealistic type of vibe to how they see you, like you're it, that's it. But at the same time, it's kind of, I don't know if it can be possible. Okay, because the star is something very far away. You look at it and you wish and you want and you just see it for the beauty that it is. But even if you wish for it to be yours, majorly you're also thinking that the star cannot be yours, right? There's a feeling of, oh, it's so far away though. It doesn't mean that it's not possible or that they're not gonna try, or none of those things, but it's just there's a feeling of, oh, that's a far away goal. Okay, then we have the wheel, or the wheel of fortune, and that is things shifting and turning and leveling up, moving in your favor. So it's kind of like the feelings are growing every single day, and the kind of upcycling, and it brings up a lot of different feelings for them, and again, through all of those feelings, they are kind of growing and evolving by themselves, and of course their feelings are as well. Okay, then we have the World, and we have the Two of Cups. Perfect. Okay, the World is about a cycle coming to an end, having learned all of the lessons of the past, and moving on and embarking onto a new chapter. It can be that you guys met elsewhere, somewhere far away, or you are connected via internet, because the star is an Aquarian card, and the Wheel of Fortune is a Sagittarius card, which again rules like foreign lands. And the World, of course, is about travel, so you guys could have met while traveling, or have that in common, or the adventurous spirit is something that is very attractive. You could be from different nationalities, and yet you share a very healthy companionship. You have a good bond. There is an emotional connection again. They feel as though you guys can be very strong partners, very equal in your give and take. Again, Two of Cups is a very soulmate card as well. They feel very harmonious with you. The wateryness again being reflected with this card right here. And I feel like there is a thirst to express, okay? But at the same time, with the star, it's like, oh, but expression is just so far away. There's a lot more to go. Okay, we'll clarify the star and the wheel together. We have Seven of Cups. Again, that dreaminess with the Seven of Cups, like dreaming and thinking of possibilities, moving towards it, of course, but there's still like, oh, I wish I could, and what could have been if this is something from the past. But I don't see any negativity attached to any of this. It's not indecision because they are nervous or afraid. That's not in this case, at least. But there is like, oh, but how can I approach, or how can it pan out? How can we come closer together? How can we build on intimacy and emotional relationship? Especially if like the feelings have not been made explicitly clear. In that case, there is more like, oh, I have to be very careful with how I do this. I don't want to be too obvious. I don't want to make the other person too uncomfortable, and so on and so forth, right? So how can you make it clear without being too clear? Trying to be direct and expressive without being direct and expressive. That's something that's inherent to the Seven of Cups. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune and the World, we have Three of Swords. It can be separated through culture and different countries, and again, all of that, and that is not something very fun for them, right? They would just want to come together. So any form of separation that is right now is not making them happy. What else? Yeah, and also this talks about ending cycles of, past heartbreak and they finally dealt with it, or they're coming out of it, and they see their own personal evolution of how that has happened and how your companionship has helped through all of these things. It also brings up kind of tying up like, okay, so I went through this situation with so-and-so relationship person, and through that it was necessary for that karmic situation to happen, because then I could learn so-and-so lesson. So I'm grateful that, you know, pain was a part of my life, or that certain losses I had to experience, because that grew me as a person, and that makes me a better partner, or at least makes me feel as though I can be a better partner, right? So again, I'm not feeling this in a bad way at all. It's very appreciative of all the experiences that have happened. Okay, even if you guys have been together in the past and it has not worked out, it's not fun for them that it did not work out because they really wanted to, okay? But at the same time, they're also very grateful for all the situations that you guys have encountered, because it grew both of you as people, as individuals, and as and when you become stronger individuals, you're excellent. You become a lot more excellent at becoming more vulnerable and intimate with each other and sharing a much closer connection whenever you do get back together. And I would like to say that they want to come together. It's not done and dusted. It's not over, and none of that, okay? Next, we have the 10 of Wands, clarifying the world, and the 2 of Cups. So they're definitely putting a lot of pressure on this. Like they like you too much, if that even makes sense. Right? They like you too much, and there can be like, oh, it should not go wrong. And again, if the feelings have not been made explicitly clear, then this whole having to decide how to pave the way and how to make it clear and how to have that first date and so on and so forth, and making sure that, you know, you're not dragging any baggage from the past into the future, etc., etc. That is something of a pressure as well that they're putting on themselves, right? I don't feel as though you are forcing them to anything, and I don't feel anything external here. It's just that they're being very mindful of keeping this connection very light, airy, loving, adoring, and just full of fun and happiness and just companionship, right? So they want that so much that they kind of put a lot more pressure to make sure it happens. Okay, that's something that's going on underneath the surface. Moving on one layer deeper, 7 of Cups and 3 of Swords. Let's talk about that. We have 7 of Pentacles. Yes, so definitely working on building a more solid foundation. They don't want to make wrong choices and cause anyone heartbreak. Okay, so they're making sure that the foundation is set, that you guys know and be on the same page. And again, whether this is a new connection or an old connection, it's about just laying it all out. Okay, this is how it is, and this is how it was, and this is how I have grown. So revealing the past conditioning and also expressing all of that, plus appreciating the past experiences and how it has grown them into the choices they make today, right? So that's as well something that has been going on. It's not something that they consciously realize, but it is something that has been happening through life, right? So they are treating this connection with a lot more patience because of that reason. They don't want everything to rush. There's no rush happening, but there is gradual shift and gradual change. It is all steady paced, and they don't want to force anything to happen either. Things will happen in their own time of harvest that the 7 of Pentacles signifies. Therefore, they're going to make careful choices. They're not going to make choices based on fear or hurt or insecurities. None of that, because that should not be a factor of any relationship that they're trying to make happen in their future. Okay, 3 of Swords, 10 of Wands. We have Ace of Cups. Very nice. This is the card of unconditional love, and it's actually the cosmic love, the fountainhead. It's the beginning, the blossoming of new love and romantic interest and so on. It's also about unhurt, the very purity, the sanctity of love itself, right? Nowadays, everyone just throws it around. Some people just, say it without meaning it, and, understand love to, come with a list of contract rules and a plenty of conditions, right? But not in this case. They don't want this to happen. None of the baggage should become a part of the partnership that they're trying to build. And you can see by the number of times I'm repeating it, how important it is for them that this doesn't happen. And because of that, there is an in-between stage of putting a bit of pressure on it, which is not allowing them to express the deeper feelings that they have with the Ace of Cups. They want to show it, they want to nurture you, they want to take care of you, they want to be taken care of, and all of those things, just being part of a relationship, feeling comfortable to grow, to not be perfect already, to grow along with you and grow with the relationship, and so on and so forth. There is a very healthy mindset that they have. It's just the question of expression. But that is kind of slowing things, but I guess it's good, because they're not... It's better to be careful that they don't hurt you or themselves in the process, right? Because once hurt, that's gonna drag along for a lot longer. So I appreciate a lot, I have to give them credit, that they're being careful and watchful of that. Okay. Bottom line, 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, we have Knight of Swords. Bottom line is they're very, very passionate towards you, and they're gonna come towards you, okay? It's not gonna take very long, because Knight of Swords is like fast moving, and it can be hasty, but I don't feel a hasty vibe right here, like we already talked about. But yes, forward movement is something they totally intend to do. They're just working on building the resolution, laying the foundation, making sure you are comfortable with that choice, making sure they are ready for this type of relationship, because 2 of Cups is not hitting it and quitting it, okay? It's not shallow at all. And with 3 major arcana again over here, I don't feel any shallowness. Ace of Cups, solid love card, and the Oracle card itself, I was like, heck, that's a very strong connection right there. Okay, this is if you have that strong emotional and spiritual bond, then the intimacy can already begin, right? And from that point, the rest can follow. It's not a problem. Okay, let's get you some astrology cards. Fire 4 viewers, people, please. How do they feel towards Fire 4 viewers? Yeah, there you go. We have the 9th house here. This is the Sagittarius card that I was talking about. 9th house rules immigration, foreign lands, and traveling abroad, long distance travel, things like that. Okay, so you can be different nationalities again. Yeah. That comes with its own like societal things, right? So that's why they might be more deliberate as well. Like, I don't know how your culture works, and mine is different, so we have to merge them, and there should not be any misunderstandings in terms of communication. That's why they're taking it easy as well. This is for those that this applies to. But 9th house also talks about the higher vision, the big picture view that you have. What are your belief systems and the ethical and moral compass that you guys share? That's something that is going to be important, right? For some people, love is like the most important thing, like having meaningful connections and relationships. That's ultimately important for them to have it in their life. Then the rest of the things can follow suit, right? So that would be an example of a belief system, right? Another can be like how you deal with things. For them, for example, it looks like emotional bonding is something very, very important, after which the rest can happen, because I don't feel like they want to be perfect already. So just because you seem far away at this time or come from a faraway place, they're not stopping themselves, they're not holding themselves back really, they're just being cautious, they're being careful, they're just making sure and double checking. That's a very healthy state to be in, right? So that's another example of belief system. So does your ethical background, does your moral compass be compatible with theirs? That's something very important for them. Okay. And obviously, because we're talking about compatibility and all of that, it looks like it's good. You connect even though you're from faraway countries or from faraway belief systems, you somehow complement each other, you supplement each other. Okay, more cards, please. Powerful viewers, people. Yes, there you go. We have Mars, which is passion. Passion, anger, action, courage, desire, and competition. That is extremely Knight of Swords. Right now I'm just totally feeling the Knight of Swords because it's all about drive, right? Like, yep, I want to do it. I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to go. Okay, this is directed effort with with a purpose. Knight of Swords also moves with purpose. It's not just running around aimlessly because he's extremely caffeinated. No, it's because he has an aim. He wants to have something, to get something, to create something, to so on and so forth. And Mars embodies that type of characteristic as well. So, eyes locked, it's gonna happen, okay? Provided you also are ready. Again, this person does not want you to be uncomfortable in any way. That's why they're being careful. So, if you also give it a go, it's a go. It's a go. It's not even a question. Okay, then we have midheaven, individuality, career, goals, and public life. Yes, so that's what I was getting there with the individual growth, right? Midheaven is all about reputation as well, so they might regard you very highly, and that's why also they feel the need to be careful that they don't hurt you in any way. Okay, that's so nice. How kind, isn't it? Very nice. Okay. Pile 4 viewers, people. What are their feelings towards pile 4? Oh, we got more letters this time. Okay. We have Y, we have V. We have a bee, we have a bird in a cage, and we have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. So the bee can be about working, productivity, it's about being busy, of course, busy as a bee, and it's also about wanting to move really fast, but not letting themselves fly yet. They want to be freer, they want to be more expressive, sing their song, do their thing, but they're kind of stopping themselves at this point, not in an unhealthy way again. But yeah, there is of course, like, unless you're absolutely flourishing, it can count as stopping yourself. They're questioning things, whether they're coming from the right point of motivation or not. And we have 5 of Pentacles here. 5 of Pentacles can signify loneliness, so it can be that you guys have been single for a long time. You, as in your people. I just have the habit of saying you. They do think about you guys together and how that would be. Salve, I just keep getting that word. It's like a balm of loneliness. Like you kind of bring them out of any sad thoughts. You bring more positivity, some more optimism. You bring them more to the light. Even if you're not, trying to do that, you just do it. So they don't feel lonely anymore, but they again feel lonely because they're not able to express themselves as well as they would like to. Okay, it's a loop that I'm getting here. I hope that makes sense, but we already talked about it, so it should be clear right now, right? I want to get you this one card here too. Okay, Pile of Force person's feelings towards Pile of 4. We have changes. changes. That's the wheel of fortune. So changes are going to be happening. They're transforming and they're growing. They're stepping out of their comfort zone and, you know, changing their own outlook and mindset and emotional set point and so on. 10 and 10, so that signifies personal development. We have another 10 right here. So they themselves are growing a lot individually. We see that over here as well. And therefore the dynamic that you guys share is also going to change. And it just will. Okay, it's a very natural course of action because their drive is to move ahead, to move forward and not be hindered by any of the hiccups that come along the way. That's very nice, very positive. I love this reading. I hope you did too. And I hope this reading was insightful as well. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Like the video if you like the reading, share and subscribe as well. If you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box and the comment below. Feel free to check out any of my other videos, plenty of genres, all there on my channel. Watch whatever you like, whenever you like. And yes, until next time, take care. Bye.